I didn't really come up with anything to say before the stream, so I guess I'll just give my usual hope, dream, and/or prayer that tech bro prices go way down and wood chipper prices go way up, or stocks or something. I don't know. I'm trying to say something, but in kind of a media friendly way. In much the same way that people can't say suicide or anything like that. I'm just trying to dance around things without saying them directly. And surely no one can figure out what I mean. Anyway, hello. It's stream time. And so today we learned that I guess I didn't have to get an early start for Spooky Month. I guess I didn't have to, start Anthology of the Killer in September because we do have one more Thursday before the end of the month, but you know what's almost certainly going to be done tonight? Anthology of the Killer. So, yeah, we'll get this going then, and, that's all I'm gonna say, because we're gonna start this, and then we're gonna get to the end of it. Alright, anyway. Oh, I actually have to be in the window for this. There we go. Yeah, most people self-censor for possible advertisements. Fun fact, you really don't need to say unalive as much as you do. Alright, so let's see. Bonus rooms are that way. We will be there eventually, bonus tunnels. We're almost there. We just have to venture forth through the home one more time. See the bear. It's just special effects. Of course, if it's not, that guy's in trouble. This could just all be a snapshot in time before that one guy gets mauled. Time standing forever still. But if it ever moves forward, that guy has exactly 1 second before his blood is not in his body anymore. Okay, there's ears of the killer. Getting close. Go up the lesbian pride staircase. So, we have Heart over there. Again, that might be one of my favorites. I'm not entirely sure. Heart and Flesh are kind of up there for favorite stories in all of this, but regardless of favorites, we draw close to Ace. No, it's actually Face. See, that's the sign you get when you're going towards a BB. But no, we are going to the killer in the face thereof. So let's get a little bit of a preview for what's ahead. Guy's eating something, enjoying it a lot. Building statue. There's that guy. Is he the killer? I don't know. Can't tell. I mean, that guy's only a head. That's sort of a face, but something tells me he's not an of the killer. Either that or he's doing a very poor job of it. It's more of a face of the killed. That guy's having more of a good time. That guy is pondering this flower. I know all cops are bastards, however, it is very fun seeing that guy. We've got an exit over here. So in case you get all the way over here and you want to leave manual, I don't know if that exits the game outright or if that's going to be a shortcut to the beginning, because I don't want to leave the game entirely. Gonna need to see the bonus tunnels. Great! Bachelor of Game Design. Yeah, that's what all game designers get. It's a very good diploma. Is that a bird, a plane, or banana peel? I don't know. I really appreciate that as a shirt. That's a very good one. Got a lot of lead up into the finale. Yes, it makes sense. It is the end. Decapitated head. Guy wants us to be quiet about a 1-year-old birthday cake. And, BB kills them all. That's a weird poster. Anyway, face of the killer. Lot of, devouring going on here. I notice between that picture over there and this poster. Yeah. Don't know if it's sun devouring, but it's some kind of devouring. It's also apparently gonna be dogs, so let's go into Face of the Killer. Oh wow, it actually lets you skip around, huh? See, that's how you know it's a long one. But we're of course going to be starting from Act 1. Run fast, comrade, the old world is right behind you. Wayne Gretzky. His famous quote. We've also just got 3D models that look like this. What do you think it means? No time for that now. The killer could be anywhere. Oh, I can move. Well, supposedly there's another person around. There he is. If the killer appears, I'll shoot them dead. Killers can die, just like everybody else. It's hard to believe all these houses used to have people living in them. In her vast nest of wooden corpses, the killer is hatching the world that is to come. Once we're inside, kill anything that moves. Alright, well I don't know what my gun button is, so, Hey, I recognize this place. It's the old urban cenotaph. God. The killer has infiltrated all of our most beautiful institutions. Alright, I don't know if this is the same first person that's been here throughout the entire game. Because I'm pretty sure the last one got eaten by bears. Look, masks and costumes of all our leading statisticians, God, I cannot pronounce words anymore, and celebrity car salesmen. My God, is nothing sacred? Yeah, I've decided that, first-person character's now kind of an action hero. He's got one of those stubble beards. Cogs and things. What are they for? And also, he just grumbles all his lines, so should really be talking more like this. As though the whole of civic life were one machine built by the killer over centuries, assembled in silence for some dark purpose yet to be disclosed. Boss, you're impressing me. I'm no nonsense. Well, like any nonsense, positive or negative. I'm just against it. The Portrait Hall of City Fathers is a memory of better days. So anyway, where is the gun button? Hey, isn't that... Oh! Oh! I think I was probably supposed to turn around. Listen, did you hear that? That's probably just the wind. Come here, baby. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Well, somebody got of the killered. But will they all be of the killed? Well, maybe... Oh, shit. That's a vaguely familiar face. But I was just rolling too much to see it, and I don't even think this person's gonna see it. Oh, nope, they survived. Thanks to the corpses. Unit 12 to base control. Hello, is anybody around?
Listen, it's BB. It's the killer. She's found us. Hello? Hello? Can anybody read me down here?
I mean, probably not. I think that's kind of the point of the corpse pile. Well, it seems like, old BB has finally become the killer. Oh. Hey, BB. How's it going? That is mildly terrifying.
God forgives. BB kills.
Next. It's the 3 New Moon Video LLC. Damn, BB, why'd you kill so many people? They asked him any questions, Ray.
Were you guys gonna help me or what? Gee, I never thought we'd find ourselves inside the faculty tunnels. Neglecting academic careers must finally be taking off.
They don't even get good TV reception. Yep, so it's all just a movie. Which is weird in its own way, but guess it's nice that BB has not turned to murder. Is this whole building really left unlocked?
According to the charter, all graduates must be able to pick up their diplomas directly from the head office if there are no living staff members left to pass them out.
Alright, well, this is confusing though. How long is it gonna take to get new living staff members? How about Dr. Blood? Decapitated Sunday. For real? I had him a term paper. Yep, that doesn't mean he died unfulfilled. Well, I mean, given the number of students teachers have, chances are if he is unfulfilled, you're not the only person he's mad at. Okay, everyone, load up. Credentials are important in today's job market. Read an editorial about this. Great, Bachelor of Phrenology. It looks like most of the good ones were taken. Alright, great. Bachelor of Numerology. Bachelor of Game Design. Ugh, get the other ones back, jeez. Actually, no, not Phrenology, I will never. No, I can't joke. Phrenology can get the fuck out. Well, I guess we're graduates now. Is it me, or does town seem kind of dead?
National History Day, so all the stores are closed. That's how we were able to get the day off.
That and all the teachers are dead, apparently.
Alright, where are you guys working anyway?
Well, I'm courier for Kniferoo, the new subscription box service. Sign up now to get a hand-curated batch of fresh knives in the mail every week. No questions asked. Sorry, I barely missed the secret meat sign. I hope we see another one of those. Real blood. What about you, Claude?
Find bloody horror tapes at thrift stores and sell them to HR departments. Apparently helps executives get in the zone before big meetings. It's growing market, so competition is fierce. Some of my rivals have started breaking into people's rooms to build their own new product. But I have a good feeling about my find this week.
400 blows.
Sounds grisly, right? I think it's one of the guinea pig series. Man, even the bars are closed. It's National History Day, even a bigger deal than I thought. Hear fireworks outside, so at least somebody's still having fun.
That might be the or gunshot part of that little game.
BB, you're in all those horror films. Ain't gonna hook Claude up.
I keep telling you that's not me. That one is the other BB.
Really? Cool. How many of you are there?
Look, you know the way characters in a movie series can sort of change definition over time? Like Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster, or Dracula and Dracula's monster. Some time ago, I accidentally started a direct-to-video horror film known as Bloody Night 4. Alright, we're making some callbacks here. I guess it did well enough on the direct market that other studios started making their own versions with a BB character returning as different actresses every time. like this is growing ever more abstract. Wait, hold on. BB reserves 9 chairs at midnight. BB would never reserve things, she's not the type. So yeah, that she is more the victim and not the murderer, at least not seemingly. She does seem to be more in distress than everything else. BB only shoots twice. Wear a red dress for BB. She's doing a lot more shooting. Until gradually the character itself began to blur, mutating through proximity to murder into a visual shorthand for that murder, its symbol, its source. And I'm guessing you're not being paid royalties for this, huh? I try not to take it personally, but it's not like they're paying me residuals. Okay, that answers that question immediately. So I've been picking up shifts lately at a medieval-themed chain restaurant near town. The boss's name is... Pussman.
I wanted to get one that said Pussy Man, but there was too many letters for the plate.
You know, I can't help but notice the doors to the building seem to be locked at all times.
It's an exciting world of new restaurant concepts. Great job not falling in yet. This is a surf position, but we will start you in wench tier.
What does that entail?
Oh, just wenching it up, wenching around.
Ah, I almost fell in. It's fine though, BB never dies. Good potential name for a BB movie.
And remember, hand your keys back every shift. I hate buying new ones every time someone falls into the corpse grinding chopping grinding machine.
The only time I'm gonna get one of those tongue twisters.
The job is very simple. Food orders are prepared by the machines and then fed into the mangling device. Then all the dark wet slurry is poured into the city sewers, and the cycle of business repeats. Your job is to reach way into the mangling device to pull bone fragments off the blades when they get clogged.
Do they at least stop, or is it like the little diagram there? So, nobody actually eats any of the food? Is this one of those tax things?
That's really more of a vassal tier question.
I don't think we're gonna be here long enough for vassal tier. One day, something went wrong with the pipes. I went downstairs to take a look and found a network of stone tunnels that seemed to predate the creation of any known theme restaurant. That went down deeper and deeper. And it made the music really mess up a lot. Got super discordant. Leading towards a dark river of lymph that rolls slowly onwards underground. Pipes hung from the ceiling, seeming to draw upwards into the houses above. I couldn't tell how far it went or what dark sea it moved.
Do they still have those chicken platter deals?
Thanks, Ray. Really asking the hard-hitting questions there.
Personally, I'm more of a burger dolphin guy.
What about you, Max? Where are you working?
I get paid 0.02 cents a comment by one of those websites that just posts pictures of car crashes next to garbled, vaguely menacing headlines.
Swedish women want you to know about this 100-100.
So true, bestie.
How come you're the only one of us with an actual media career? Because the market's terrible. Next question.
Well, I guess that's that. See you all in the workforce sometime.
Aw man, is the band breaking up? I'm gonna miss these guys.
Seems like some people are forgetting the duties they owe society.
Why are you talking like a cowboy?
Listen, as the closest thing this town has to youth culture, we have a civic responsibility to stay up and party on graduation night. But everything's closed. Not everything. It turns out some of the other guys from our year are holding the house party later tonight. All we need to do is skip this train and get the next one out too.
Mansion Gardens. It's kind of a nice train station. Very moody. You get a really good vibe playing Last Train Home there. Alright. Faceless men tending to the hedges, as all rich people have. Not sure about this party music, though. It's kind of just a low thrum. Weirdly specific shape for a hedge. Hey, here you are, all are. Oh, what's with the monster outfits?
It's safer to be feared than loved.
When you said you were all going home to change, I assumed you were just being, dressy.
This neighborhood seems sort of ritzy. Do we really know anyone who lives here? Don't worry, most of the old mansions have been chopped into apartments now, like everything else.
Alright, I can't nod to you, guy with a dog mask and a gun. But just assume I have.
But they do say there are a few still occupied by descendants of the original city owners, insulated in there against the years, growing paler and stranger with each successive generation.
That's a very good picture. Alright, I'd nod to you as well, but I can't. Just assume that I do.
Ray, did you actually get invited to this party we were going to? Art is a universal invitation to experience, Claude. Hey man, it's me, Carnosaur. I was in your social studies course, I think. These are my associates, Andy Warhol's Dracula and Gazoo, The Thing Forsaken by God. Come in, everybody's welcome. Hey, I like your BB suit.
Thank you, I worked hard on it.
Feel free to hang out. Stay out of my dad's room. Psst, BB. Doesn't this party seem kinda off?
Well, ordinarily I'd say yes, but I've already spent the last 4 years hiding from maniacs and mostly talking to myself. So I've decided, from now on I'm going to be the new BB. Confident and sophisticated, the life of every party.
She's a head taller than you, though.
New economy, I can't keep up with this chatter. Hello, Enchante, greetings. Gee, everyone here already seems to know each other. I wonder if they all belong to the same vocational track.
Tonight? Did you hear? Thousands.
Glass crunches somewhere in plush carpet. A chorus of whoops come from the TV room. Everyone's piled onto a couch laughing and watching the History Channel. Your guess is as good as mine.
Secular crumbling skeleton.
Alright, samesies. Glass lamps rattle from a distant slamming door. Low thumps, hushed giggling, the sound of running feet. I wonder if those are older guys or chaperones? They don't seem very good at it. Let's see. That's also a very good painting. Need one of those for me as well. Where can I get a reproduction? I still haven't even talked to anyone yet. Well, everyone seems pretty busy. I'd like to be an ingenue, but I'm not even sure what they do, besides perish of tuberculosis. God, I cannot tonight, Jesus. What is the real party? Maybe someone there would know.
I can't believe you bought it. Now all we have to do is find a TV. This party's gonna rock.
Alright, well, let's not join in their fun. I don't think theirs is gonna be legal.
Just a guess. CQ 110 Roger that.
Jeez, how many plug sockets do these guys need? I mean, a lot. Like, you see the machinery being used here.
Dude, come on, let's use the set. We brought Virtua Fighter. Sorry, we're in the middle of something.
Alright, just passing through to... Oh, there's nowhere to pass through to. What are you guys watching?
Rehearsal tapes for the newest season of Immersive Theater. They're putting on Dogs, Ezra Pound's fascist response musical to the success of T.S. Eliot's Cats. Apparently it's never been staged to completion.
I thought the theater only ever did one play.
Some people say it's time for change.
Hey, I really like your outfit.
Thank you, I'm BB.
I can see that. Who are you for real?
Still BB.
I admire your commitment. Why not come in to where the real party's going on? So what internship did you get assigned?
Did our school have an internship program?
Oh. We're playing as this lady. Dang, that this chapter's got so many different playable characters. BB, guys murdered by BB, mysterious figure in the window. Of course, you just fill out the form from the careers department.
Wait, slow down. Our school had a careers department?
So, what were you intending to do after graduation?
I guess I always just assumed I'd be found beaten to death in an alley somewhere.
As we all do, as we all do.
There's no future in that line of work.
Meet my friends! Robert is in finance, while June is apprenticing as a BTK consultant at Lockheed Martin.
You consult them on sandwiches? Anyway, it's pretty crazy to be finally graduating, right? Now we have to figure out what we're doing with our lives.
Do we?
I don't think so.
We've always known exactly what we're doing with our lives.
Want a drink?
Yep, absolutely. Fill her up.
Act 2, party night. Getting so drunk tonight, killing that dude so badly. Or well, you're doing a pretty good job. Okay, well then, party went about as well as you could expect.
Goes trans life, baby, we're born.
Killer.
Oh, my new friends are so nice. I can't believe I waited so long to penetrate the mysteries of the social. Where's everyone going? I have more opinions about zines.
Pretty sure that's the icon we've been seeing the whole game.
Boy, those fireworks are loud. Let's put on some music. Woo! I like everybody's masks. You all look like real murderers. How charming. Fun.
You look like some girls I know. Anyway, bye.
Commence preparations. Next step briefing begins. Announcement hall A.
There's a commencement speech too? Hey guys, we've gotta go. Let's build the future with the energy of youth together.
Baby seems to understand what she's saying when she's drunk. You will not when you wake up tomorrow.
Who's giving the talk anyway?
Historical tendency.
Far out. Didn't they used to tour with Minor Threat?
Alright, handling the stairs surprisingly well, all things considered.
Seat, 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 seats. I wonder if I have time to grab more of those little sausages before this starts. Oops, too late.
Hiya, kids! Hiya, hiya, hiya! Boy, it's so great to see so many eager faces! What a turnout! Yes, yes! Let's start with a quick question. Who here thinks the Empire ever ended? Ooh, it ain't so. No word. Boy, it's always a thrill to meet the true believers. Unfortunately, empires always end. It's what they do. So perhaps we should say instead that the restoration of a greater imaginary empire is never finished.
Man, we're all drunk here, huh?
Call me Mappy. You may know me from my popular 1980s video game career. I retired early and bought a big house, but nobody wanted to visit my big house or listen to my increasingly hammy and truculent political opinions. And so I sat there with the lights off, watching people drive past on the road outside my house, and imagining what it would feel like to shoot them in their cars. Until inevitably in this way, I began to develop a grand theory of history. I realized that we needed to go back to rejoin the sacred continuity of force severed from us by revolutionary turmoil, back to violence sanctified by myth, when one could be called a Gillet de Rey upon a holy quest, instead of just some asshole strangling kids in the parking lot behind the stop and go. Folks, I know many of you agree, which is why we started showing the city. But is a way back really possible? The answer is yes. We fight to restore a legitimate claimant, a bold figure, ready to reclaim the vacant throne of history. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the last descendant of Charlemagne, the present King of France, the Dolphin! Now, under all your seats, you'll find your barrel and your next and loaded pistol.
Pardon me, excuse me, sorry, bathroom break, you know how it is.
It's definitely getting to be the stage in the party where sticking around is increasing a poor decision. At least nobody brought a guitar. I've been making a lot of new friends here, so we'll be okay. This is the new power of New BB. All I have to do is inform the others, and then Anthology dynamically high under a pile of coats somewhere. I don't see any coats in here.
Thought I told you to stay out of my dad's room. Man, take it easy, it's a party!
Do you think you caught a spy or something? That's right, confess your crimes. It's no good, she's too tough. We need to bring her to a black site for enhanced interrogation.
No, that's okay.
That's a joking pick, right? Hey, that looks like fun. I love army games.
You know, my uncle was a soldier in one of our inscrutable wars of occupation. He told me what they do to prisoners they caught.
Now, how about you be the insurgent, and I'll be the defender of humanistic values?
No thanks, I'm good. That's kind of my live life all the time, so I'm just gonna leave this way. I'm gonna figure out how the hallways go, and hopefully not get caught. I know nothing bad really ever happens, Phoebe. Let's maybe not test that theory, you know? Let's just maybe keep moving. Oh, everybody's after old BB now, huh?
Hey, let me try. I'm the Forbidden Arts Killer. I've turned evil due to media effects.
And I'm the crossword theme killer. What's 12 down?
I'm public domain character killer, and I'll make sure a corpse becomes fair use. I'm Rep Butler from Gone with the Wind as a killer, and frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn about your life.
I'm just a regular serial killer. Nothing notable about me. D-listers.
Okay, yeah, let's maybe leave. I don't think this is our scene. Hi, hello.
Howdy, it's me, BB. Zines.
I don't even sound like that. I've never said howdy.
Gee, there's a lot of things this season.
Let's cut the next one in half and see if it multiplies.
Alright, yeah, everybody seems a little mad, I'd say. There's just a little bit of madness setting in to this whole entire party. I don't maybe want to be in this house and the maze they're in anymore, so let's just keep moving until we find an exit, because there has to be an exit. Nothing is without an exit, right? Absolutely nothing, so we just keep moving. God, they've already got the chalk outlines, huh? Boy, the cogs work fast, but not effectively in the slightest. I feel like I've been here before, I feel like you guys weren't here before, and I feel like I don't really want you to be in the room anymore. Okay, well, we've somehow looped, don't know how that happened, but I'm gonna go this way.
The illustrious protagonists of history have been decanted from their amber tombs to point as the figureheads of the world that is to come.
Cool.
Preserved through the long years at the bottom of the grease-strapped buckets of various regional fast food franchises, nurtured and replenished by vital oils, that is not dead which can eternal fry.
God damn it. Alright, BB cannot climb small ledges. Bit of a weakness, I'd say. I didn't even know that this was the Song of the Funeral Men. Whom we have not seen in some time. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Somebody's getting chomped, hopefully it's not me.
And who do we have here? Why, it's Napoleon III! The bitch is back, a fine vintage! And over here is Anastasia, the whittlest Romanov. She looks pretty picked clean already. Nobody will notice another quick bite.
Hey, boss. Bye, boss. See you later, boss. No thanks, boss. No thank you, boss. No thank you. That's the end of the room, you say? Well, I guess I should have gone around.
Hey, it's one of my employees. You probably know not to show up for work tomorrow. Ye olden times is moving into vast new tracks of public life, and I've wanted to eat you ever since I hired you.
Hey, right, I forgot to hand my keys back after the end of shift.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that'd be a big... Oh!
Yep. Alright. Yep. We've suddenly found ourselves in some sort of platformer. It's highly unusual. Darn it. Come on. Weirdly enough, this game was not meant to be a platformer. So the jumping physics are just way off. Oh, actually, keys are way better for this. There we go. That's much better than the control, except I still managed to fall off somehow. Yeah, I can just do diagonals better with this. Whoop. Oh, great, it's the nerds. I'm just kind of floating there. Alright, yeah, you come this way. Oh, that didn't count, though. Haha! So long, nerds! Can't do titter-tat about this, huh? Oh. It seems escape was never truly an option. Alright, fine, I'm just gonna jump on you then. You know, video games really did make us do this. But nobody will ever believe you.
Please stop punching us with that! That was a rare mint copy box of Mario Cement Factory!
Ow!
Gee, I guess instead of Dark Souls, we should have gotten good at murdering women.
Whatever happened to games for change? I don't think that line has ever left me since I first saw this game. We should have gotten good at murdering women.
Man, that party sucked. Where'd everybody disappear to? Let's all just turn in early so we're fresh tomorrow. I wasn't really paying attention, but apparently that's the new
Oh wait, sorry.
Isn't she taller than before? I wasn't really paying attention, but apparently that's the new BB. No, that really is a great costume.
I'm a big fan of the BB movies, but I don't think it's a cheat that she never seems to die. I mean, really die. Headless, limbless torso washes up on the beach, so chopped apart that they need a specialist to tell what species it used to be style of thing. You know, sometimes the DVDs come with little feedback cards inside. I was thinking more about making my own cuts. Hi, BB! BB, we want you to know we've changed our minds. Nancy and I are pro-murder now. It's the hip new thing. We think it's far out. Hold on, what are you two even doing here? You're decapitated. You forgot that we're medical experts.
They say that at key moments of history, the dead can be seen walking the earth again, as though such points the world itself has lost track of any precise distinction between who is left alive or why. If you run into any members of the living, say hello.
Tell them I don't know what they're missing. Alright, sure. Bye. See ya. Gee, I hope none of those burning apartment blocks are mine. I just got my things organized. Right, yeah, so even if we do find an exit, like, where do we go? Everything's kind of getting raised.
Who's this? Must be an understudy.
Kid, could you fetch some Zimas? It's getting pretty hot inside these symbolist god monster costumes. Guys, can I grab BB here for just a sec?
Oh, hey! Here's a gun. Don't know if I have a gun button, though. Can't shoot those guys, they're my compatriots or something. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's just automatic, no button needed. Violence just kinda happens. Man, imagine if I'd just gone into this without context, if I just chose Act 3. I wouldn't know what the hell was going on. Who said that, and are you shootable? The answer's probably yes. Oh, got the stabbing poster back. That's nice. Oh, not close enough. Okay, nothing else that way.
Yeah, the bird thing, I don't know. I guess they felt we needed a mascot.
At one point we tried commissioning a mechanical one, but there was a fire. Hey, why am I telling you this? Captive audience.
Hey, it's Mappy!
Hi, kid. Hiya, hiya, hiya. Boss, the new act seems like a terrific success. The comment cards are in and they read, help me, aye.
Wait, what are you even trying to accomplish? Like, is this a coup? I kinda thought the theater controlled the city already.
Actually, we're more like contract workers. The owners of the city have managed to insulate themselves so well against history that they no longer believe that it exists. But they still dream about it, and in the depths of their seclusion, the dream resembles a nightmare. A tangled procession of ceremonies and masks, conspiracies, and motiveless coups and murders in hidden rooms. And so that's what we stage for them, day after day, to soothe them in their dreaming business. How do you like our new sign?
Handing out rifles to drunk college grads.
It gets some of them involved. They feel like part of a process.
And it's not like we're completely irresponsible, see? These are prop guns, they're not even loaded.
That was on purpose.
Boy, what a party.
You did this, didn't you? I am tied to a chair!
Yes, but it all makes sense now. You were there when the night when college was wiped out, and when our supply warehouses in that hick town burned down. Have you been after my job from the start? You even took over my movie franchise. That was supposed to be my side hustle. Now they're the BB movies, and nobody remembers who directed the first one.
I don't even get residuals!
Well, nobody does in this situation, lady. Oh, she is mad. Look, we should be in this together. Nobody's getting residuals. Look, we should go after the guys in their false histories or whatever.
Howdy, great party, huh?
Did you think I got all this arts funding by being nice? I've made more theater kids than Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. Well, I mean, that is quite the accomplishment, but I'm not really sure how I come into that one, so, Hello! Oh, jeez. Ah, you got me, I'm done for. Nice try. Incidentally, delivery like that is why you only got 2 lines in civic play. Yeah, well, I never wanted to be in your corny play. I had my own plans for that week, my own cultural ambitions, but nobody ever bothered to ask me what they were. What were your ambitions, baby? I wanted to do a color issue! Don't point that thing at me, young lady. What did I just say? Yeah, I'm just gonna keep pressing the button. You see, that's how you do a death scene. Pity you grabbed a prop sword. Situational awareness is very important in this line of work.
staring at? Help me up, would you?
My goodness, who do we have here?
I am Bosso, you idiots! Bosso! No, I don't think so. Director Bosso is right here. But you don't look anything like her. Man, we are tossing out villains left, right, and center, and getting some back in. It's kind of a revolving door at this point. I wonder why Bosso hasn't caught back up yet. I hear people moving behind the curtains on both sides. A soft grunt, the scrape of props, slow creak of an old ropes and winches. Isn't it a little late to be changing the sets? I mean, sure, it's Act 3, but I can't say there's no Act 4. It's artsy, you see. Really plays with people's expectations. Fuck!
Strict policeman area, prepare to die. Hold up, fellows, this one isn't wearing a mask. Are you undercover? Say something, cop.
10-4, spread 'em. Oh my god, it's a mirage telling you it's all
This one checks out. Feels good to be out of these dog outfits. Gee, I thought mine suited me.
yeah, you just keep licking that blood, buddy.
Look, guys, Megan made a necklace out of ears. Creativity is what makes us human.
Almost missed this one.
Outmoded iconography. No place for you in police theater. Do some aesthetics count as a crime? Hear me out. I'm workshopping some new ideas.
Alright, evil fucked up door, take me away. Mission accomplished, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Is there an exit around here? I want to guard it.
First, we have to report to the CEO. The crucial stage is yet to come.
Hey, good work, guys. Looks like you managed to catch a dangerous criminal.
We did?
Yes, indeed. BB here has been a person of interest ever since the case of the mysterious theater a few months back.
I wasn't sure whether you guys remembered that.
It's been a busy period, but I'm sure we would have gotten around to you eventually.
Boss, we found the thing.
Well, there's no time like the present. Let's take a walk. You might notice some new decor around here. We've been forced to put the theater under police control following the attempted uprising of armed killers.
Who gave those guys real ammo anyway?
Well, we did.
And that's why you're the cool cop. And we're controlling him. So many playable characters in this one.
We have great things planned for the first season of Police Theater. Now, I know what you're thinking. Young people want their serial killers to have more of an unlicensed indie feel. I used to be pretty alternative myself. Check out my K Records tattoo. Oh. You don't even know your own theater, for shame. You see, Bosso always thought she was the only one who knew where to find the owners. But she was wrong. They told me too, whispering through the static on my Dick Tracy communicator watch. That's how I know the city tires of an age of horror and dreams instead about an age of law. Isn't that good news? Sometimes I feel so happy I can't stand myself.
When I am too full of joy, I think how little good my health did anyone...
Oh wait, sorry, that's cool cop. I thought it was the cop to the side there. Who's constantly waving. When I'm too full of joy, I think how little my health did anyone near me.
Come on in, boss. Police dog followed me. The trail in here. Bark, bark, bark.
What is that?
Civil legitimacy. Blooder. Just a precaution. Killers go crazy for the smell of blood. Now, you go first, and we'll watch and see what happens to you.
I'm gonna guess the alternative isn't great. The air in here has the sour aftertaste of someone's breath. Veins beat slowly in the walls. Are these the corridors of power that everyone talks about?
Don't need a running commentary.
Yeah, we do. Ugh.
Police think they know everything ever, but no, they don't. This is BB. We've got to have the running commentary in this show of horrible viscera and guts.
Lumpy, share-like animals scuttle by, unseeing. Involuntarily, I recalled dark legends of the city's past. Then at some point, the town fathers began interbreeding with their own real estate portfolios. I push on past the dripping chambers.
Alright, well, that one's a little more chair-like because it's got a cover. Still gross, though. Man, if I live through this, I'm going to climb into a bathtub and never get back out. At least I've decided what I'm going to do with myself after college. A blessing few people know. Really, BB's lucky. Behold, the marble temples of the law. Now, keep going towards them or I'll shoot you in the head. Thanks, dude. You know, when I was younger, the history of the world seemed like an endless series of police actions. All those squashed peasant revolts and terminal centuries of torture, beheadings. I thought, wow, how did people back then put up with it all? Surely they must have been tougher than me. Must have had different bodies, one that couldn't feel as much pain. I sure wouldn't have been able to live like that. Not me, not for a moment. And so I joined the police force because I was so sensitive. So I became a cop and quickly realized there was no such thing as sensitivity, that everybody could be made to feel the same degree of pain. And history seemed to me a nightmare, worse than before, and I thought, great, amazing, I've matured now, for sure. I've really grown up. And now I've peered into the true depths of suffering that make up the world. I'm stoic, realistic. At least now, I know just how bad it can get. Oops, and every time I said that, I'd found out the truth was worse. Worse and worse. An ocean of blood that went down forever. And as I looked into it, I discovered the higher dimension to police work. I found out that the capacity for happiness was finite, and while the capacity for misery was infinite, and that waiting in the bottomless pit of infinity was the unspeakable policeman known as God.
If you wanted a universe of bottomless artificial suffering, you could have stayed at home and played video games.
This way I also get a pension. Well, here we are. Wonder where everybody is. I get it, they're busy people, city founders. They'd probably want us to let ourselves in. Please attend. Please attend. You see, they're calling us up already. A grand new age of municipal cooperation is about to begin. Let's all go get the keys to the city.
Hey, it's that guy. I remember him.
Please attend. Did you all do your reading?
The marble tombs are oddly brittle, slick and wet to the touch. Who'd want to meet anyone who lived here? It's like walking through tonsil stone. The princess is here, slaying her would be doing her a favor. With any luck, that guy's too busy spieling to himself to even notice I got away. The more I see of this place, the more haphazardly it seems put together. Stately columns piled in heaps, buildings with no doors or windows. I guess it's just yield and style, but it really feels more like walking around Probably should have been walking a little more forward while I was doing that. Oh. I should have gone down there too. Furniture showroom.
Please sit down. Make yourselves at home. We're all the young leaders of tomorrow.
What the fuck is this?
Just remember, no cheating is allowed. Do your best. Let's start with an easy one. Question 1. When was the horror genre invented in English? That's right, the answer is 1651, when Hobbes and his Leviathan boldly presupposed a terrifying universe of undirected violence, the better to contrast with the emerging condition of directed violence known as the state. And so it was the realm of legitimate violence produced, also a realm of illegitimate violence. The kingdom of politics, coeval with the kingdom of horror. Two nations sharing a border, trading back and forth. Images, ideas. Boss, he's getting political or something. A kind of power-sharing agreement in which we're all to attain dual citizenship. Never allowed to be certain just which nation would exert the final claim. And it worked quite tremendously. Only doesn't it seem unfair that horror should always remain a silent partner? Pretend this isn't happening yet. Something glimpsed in photos, documents, the imaginary of predatory cartoons, only to basically recede into the background once again. Don't you think it's time they had their turn? Okay, now I can be shot.
Shut up! Wait, someone else?
Hey, the killer. There's some water. I thought the terrible secret buried underneath the town would be more terrible. This is the single least threatening room I've been to all day. Did I just get lost? Maybe it's a sublet? The thing is, I know from cheaply made horror tchotchkes, okay. Horror tchotchkes, most of the stuff even my sister couldn't sell. Moldering non-union bogies flap silently from the shadows. Hey, how's it going? I'm tired and covered in blood and missing my shows. I wish I even knew which layer of fake city I was on by now. It's like this town was built on images of itself instead of bedrock. I mean, it kinda is, if we're being honest. When's the last time you've seen Bedrock, BB? Well, I have to admit the theming grows more inventive the further I get. The rubber mummy room gives me vague flashback to civics classes. Is that someone's birthday or what? And down here is... Skeleton the killer.
It's here, it's here! You, with a bird, hands above your head!
What? It's puppets. That's a little more than puppets, I'd say. Oop. Strange Town, special murder issue. Oh, first person again. Oh, hey, there goes that guy. Let's pursue him.
Being dead's not so bad, BB. You never have to second guess yourself.
To serve as a raw material for the grand structure of... Oh, wait, sorry, no, his is more constant sign, right? Like...
To serve as raw material for the grand structure of... history. Could there be a... nobler aim? For what is truly good must be eternal, and vice versa.
I can't even tell what you are from your head shape.
It's been great for my career. I'm thinking of becoming a Vocaloid.
Oh, wait, no.
It's been great for my career. I'm thinking of becoming a Vocaloid. Boo-hoo-hoo. Police action! Police action! Come back here. Come back here. I have more folksy monologues.
The first rule of making zines is to never talk to the police! I wish I could tell if I was dead yet. It might save time.
Alright, well, I guess I'll just go to the killer head.
So I'm gonna say, not a great party.
I think we're past the party by this point. But the point does stand. Oh, hey, it's the bird. Hi, hello, nice to see you. Call me Baby Bird. That's right, call me BB.
Hey, I remember you. Didn't I once kill you with a shoe?
Let's not dwell on the past. What's important is the world to come. Hear it?
Gorged on corpse fat, the killer prepares to regurgitate the future in his own dread image. Distracted and slow for once vulnerable to mortal frailties. Interesting, right?
Why are you telling me this?
What do I care? I'm the baby that always denies. Besides, we shared a larynx once. Think of me as the still quiet voice of inner conscience.
Listen, this is just for defense, got it?
Perish the thought.
Boy, I feel great. This is just what I needed.
The others were just holding me back. They never appreciated my mix CDs. I've always been the smartest one in the room. Natural authority flows from my hands like smoke. When the owners see me, they'll make me king for sure. That's life for someone sensitive like me. Columns and things. The finer shit. I knew it. Faces from the history books. Everyone I ever looked up to. They're all here, living underground. They all know my work. They've been waiting for me here.
Watch out. I'm on the trail of a vicious killer.
What?
You too, mister. Better watch your back. They say that he hates cops to pieces. And that's his first resort. What am I doing? These guys have a higher kill count than the International Monetary Fund. Why would I think I'd be able to shoot it out? BB, have you ever even used a gun? It's bad luck to pick things off the floor. Some of these corpses seem familiar. What am I doing? Has there ever been a horror film where shooting the monster worked? I feel like Ghostface kinda doesn't take bullets super well from what I know.
What are you waiting for? Shoot him already!
Don't rush me, oh shit!
Where's the egg in the new?
You shoot him if you're in such a hurry!
But you're the famous murderer!
I've never killed anyone intentionally that I know about. Well, you tried. Oh. And succeeded? Haha, there we go. And so now is revealed the face of the killer somewhere. Is one of you the killer? The chariot of victory goes forth, drawn by the two horses of victory. How exulting it is to fall under its wheels. Behold, the counterworld is born, opposite of all that is, the death in life. It looks pretty much the same as before, actually, just in different colors. That's a negative for you.
Still glimpse on the moonlight reflecting unchanging.
In mathematical terms, it's technically an inverse.
And that's it. Everything you guys did. You remade the world, and the only thing you wanted to change about it was the color scheme.
Well, sure. What else is there?
Are you stupid?
Listen.
Look, it's not good to be too critical. You shouldn't meddle with a loss of history.
Darwin and stuff. Private water park enterprise.
So are we all dead?
How would anybody be able to tell?
At this point, yeah, I can see that. I'm not sure I can get used to being a blonde. Epilogue. Dear Zizi, how are you? I'm well. I hope you're having fun at the convention. What is a Toho? In my opinion, you picked a good weekend to get out of the city. Considering it got bombed, yeah, probably.
Folks, results are in. Please welcome the new city council. Strangleman. This is Strangleman. Strangleman Jr. Core Vital. First person shooter. Lady Monstradamus. Tsar Nicholas II. Exquisite Corpse. Higher Chop. Hyper Chop. And returning Director Bosso.
Not sure about that one.
Bosso, you're looking well. Divulge us to your skincare secrets.
A life in art keeps the spirit young. Things are otherwise pretty much back to usual, or possibly more so. After that first night, the new colors seemed to fade, but maybe I just got used to them. Nobody else seems to notice that something happened, so I've been trying to keep track of all the changes in my zine. Circulation continues to drop rapidly. Tammy, now fitness center. Certain types of cereal rebranded. Sexy green M&M now wearing hood and rubber boots and promotional material. Animatronic skeleton from Judas Priest's Turbo Lover now secretary for the interior.
I mean, those are some pretty big changes. Let me tell you, people are gonna be real mad about the M&M one. Anyway, since downtown is still pretty on fire, I've had to call in an arcane family favor and have been staying with Aunt and Uncle YY and her cousins in the suburbs. Much conversation concerns current events. The first night there, Aunt and Uncle said what was happening had been no surprise given the way things were going these days. The second night, our cousins showed up to dinner wearing bird masks and said they'd gotten into a podcast which explained why everything that had been going on was good. Those podcasts. You gotta get those kids off those podcasts. On the third night, I found all the knives in the house had been sharpened. Aunt YY kept on weighing me, and our uncle was reading from a cookbook book called To Serve Men. So I've been trying to get out for walks as much as possible. The suburbs are fine, but all the right angles throw me off. It's like living in a crossword puzzle and not being able to see any of the clues. Trying to detect a secret order in 200 streets named after trees. Ironically, not that many trees. And so quiet that still that it's like even the houses are asleep. What do the suburbs dream about? I haven't been here long enough to say. Hopefully it's something good. Backyards are fenced away, but at bits you can look through and glimpse some new place, open and uncertain, in the chance intersection of a wall, a roof, of vacant lots. As though still folded up inside the world, there was a different kind of negative. Anyway, I will leave you on that peppy image. Enjoy the convention and don't worry about me here. After all, the one good thing about history is that the worst of it is probably over. Sincerely your correspondent, BB. Alright. And that's Anthology of the Killer. All this time, and the big killer plot, the thing that Mysterious Being was looking to do was make everything negative, just mess up the colors. That's it. Everything else is exactly the same, and murder happens just as frequently, but the colors are slightly different. And then back to normal. Right, so does this boot me out of the game, or... Nope, it's back to the alleyway. Although, this is a different alleyway that I'm used to. Oh, hey BB, how's it going? Hello. Yeah, so when all the party gets back there, we're saying... BB's coming soon. I guess this was the BB they were talking about. What's that? Am I BB? I'm taller than she was, don't you think? I hope you like the video games. To be honest, I found them a bit repetitive. All that digging through old basements, chased around, never getting the full picture. Who wants to live like a rat all the time? The next time I die, I'll come back as a bird.
Say, new wave and old time will be one the same a little bit later on in the game. Are you sure this is a Hank Williams song?
George Jones, Europe's top George Jones impersonator, and opening act the fabulous singing Cowboy Sisters. I'm not sure I really get the plan here. Listen, do you know how many flyers these kind of bands I saw on the trip outside the city? Every bar in every town, a whole underground economy of cowboy hats. We could go there, we could escape, in the land of country music, where the things are always happy endings. So hurry up and pick a real country song. I told you I don't know any. Well, I guess I heard one once. They're gonna find us, they're gonna find us. Find us someday. Steal away at the dark end of the street, you and me. Okay, so yeah, that does boot us out, so let me just bring that back up. So yeah, I do love the very chaotic ending of Face of the Killer, where, you know, stuff does definitely ramp up in the other stories, but then you get to this point and it's just sort of everything falling apart all at once. And then, yeah, no, just the fact that all of this, yeah, that of the killer that we were talking about for so long, Yeah, no, that's just a guy who wanted to change the color palette of everything. And so history remains exactly the same. Just as weird and hyper-violent as it always had been. So yeah, with that done, we've got about 20 minutes left. I'm sure we can make it through the bonus tunnels. Oh yeah, and of course we also have to remember that, at the end, everything's normal, except BB now just has a facsimile of her just kind of roaming the world being a threat. Alright, bonus zone, watch out for spoilers. Viva non, press escape to leave. Yeah, it's like it's a theme or something. Damn, it's like Cat might be frustrated with the state of the world or something. Anyway, yeah, we have costume select, we can play as any of these characters. But I want to remain a BB. I kinda dig this look. Oop. All tracks by Tommy Tone. Alright, so yeah, trastronics.bandcamp.com. You can go there if you want to listen and or buy these songs. But yeah, this is a very good soundtrack. I should probably do that at some point. It's not bad. Very, very good. All of paintings. It's just all the paintings of the game. Hall of Guys, BB, outside of the major capitals, you must construct subculture identity from whatever comes to hand. Chance encounter with maybe a version of My Little Red Book caused BB to change her name and become New Wave, despite never being able to figure out exactly what it was that entailed. Zines and polka dots seem to be involved somehow. Has an exaggerated sense of XX City as a cultural backwater despite the area's many fine gift shops and crematoriums. Many people on first encounter read her as some kind of talking bipedal mouse, which is perhaps an unconscious exercise in mimic camouflage. Got some character descriptions, just laying it all out here. Alright, ZZ, BB's eldest sister. Her regular sleep patterns seem to grant mysterious insight into the nature of the free market, giving her an uncanny ability to correctly price whatever clutter the two can steal from the neighboring empty apartments. As the oldest, her tastes run towards the monumental over the scrappy. Rather than zines, she has spent the last several years tinkering with a 1,000-page novel she ominously describes as the Mason Dixon of Toho fanfic, but is the world ready? The Killer. Mechanical drinky bird possessed by an evil metaphor for history. The killer does not seem to think or perceive in any way we'd recognize, guided instead by mysterious Kleistinian intuition. Its goals remain unknown. Originally created as a mascot for the theater group and modeled after a mysterious recurring bird-headed entity in the world of Alfred Kubin. In this way, the killer can be described as a kind of vengeful symbolist equivalent of Mr. Med, although probably not out loud. These are very fun descriptions. Professor Zhu, renowned professor of humanistic classical studies, Professor Zhu was recruited by the Art Appreciators Club after the events of May 68 in an effort to win back radicalized youth voters by coming up with muscular, reinvigorated interpretation of the Western canon. Gathering his postgrads in a secluded research building, the group was soon so caught up in their findings that they didn't notice the disappearance of their enemies, or their funding, or that the building was slowly being absorbed by a discount clothing outlet, itself replaced by an apartment block. Professor Zhu's personal life is unknown. He did not leave the house enough. Cool Policeman. A.K.A. Cool Detective, A.K.A. Joe Detective. Fragments of policeman language discovered by Piranesi in his surveys of ancient Roman prisons speak of a legendary figure who shall arise to lead the despised policemen to their proper role atop history. Yeah, and he shall smite the criminal, though also know about bans and venerate the owners, though also have opinions about coffee. Perhaps most well known as the cop from the Blondie song Ex-Offender, Joe has remained proud since his punk credentials. Bears a twin-like physical resemblance to Betty O'Rourke. Tammy. The human girl Tammy Kay's last sighting was on a school trip to a distant lake. While there, she was shown something or murdered by the killer. The translation is unclear, and has since haunted the world in an emissary from the sunken future she refers to as Economy 2. I forgot about Economy 2. Tammy is said to spawn from unattended bodies of water, like undrained pools and neglected office water coolers, and so ever more of the warehouses outside the city are becoming Tammy. They say it's great. Won't you try? I mean, I would if I could, but I can't. I'm sorry. I simply cannot, Tammy. Director Basso, as a young grad student studying the ballet russe, Carolina Basso has a vision of a vast synchronatic theatrical work that would encompass the entirety of the Western canon. A work so ambitious would require a formidable degree of institutional realpolitik to shepherd to completion. And so a long and bloody career in the arts began. Prefers to appear in publics as PA to renowned poet and hand puppet John Beats, The Windy Stare, etc. Basso's exclusive access to city owners was fiercely held, but there's always someone younger and hungrier coming down the stairs. Crystal Connor's Showgirls. Morality Animal. Monster robot driven berserk by the attempt to codify moral law into the alien language of aesthetics. It will try to translate all life into the art objects that it finds most legible. The morality animal itself is a watchful ball-like creature protected by a gold mask as a hermit crab is by its shell. Didn't really help it, did it? By the law of unity of opposites, it has amassed a large pornographic fan base. Before his celebrated career as a moral artist, M.T. Lott trained as a Disneyland Imagineer. As with many artists, his late style is, in a way, a return to the beginning. Concerned Citizen, heir to the long-dead Drinky Bird factory of Rivertown, which was destroyed in a fire soon after a mysterious commission from a group in XX City. The issue of his lost patrimony, although the young heir was able to live more than comfortably, caused the citizen to develop an elaborate melancholy theory of history, although perhaps it would have been more helpful to find out just who they'd been working with. Scarred with burns, he keeps his face under a hood out of sensitive civic responsibility, that nobody should have to look at unsettling things. Clarice started as a zine distro as a way to meet new people. Her interest in local history did not go unnoticed, and she found at least one fervent reader. Clarice's current location, activities, and precise degree of homicidal rage are all unknown, despite BB's advocacy, has been formally expelled from the XX City Regional Z Network for non-payment of received copies, $6.99. Doesn't really seem to be her concern anymore. Mappy, in order to sustain their endless play, Agents of the Immersive Theater regularly conduct raids on city libraries and thrift stores for fresh textual material to include inside the opus. In the course of all the syncretism, goddamn. Sometimes wires can be crossed. The entity known as Mappy appears to be a result of confusion between the Namco character of the same name and the classical demon Mephistopheles. I cannot read things tonight. Surviving past his original role in the text, Mappy continues to emerge unexpectedly in the role of tempter and pull the play into directions of his own. Harried by deadlines, none of the staff seem to notice. Frequently accompanied by Prison Man, an imago of the terrestrial power formed when a copy of Valis got scrambled with a manual to the NES game Battle City. Handy and Mandy, former stars of the public access television show The Medical Power Hour, whose single episode has gained trivial night notoriety as the most swiftly canceled episode of live television ever broadcast after they kicked it off by vivisecting a dog. Their last words on air were, "Next we just put them back together again," while hiding out in River City for goddamn. Tonight's not my night. Varied medical crimes, they came across the writings of Concerned Citizen and were deeply moved by his anti-murder vision, despite themselves having a kill count in the high 20s. Somehow it never came up and everyone got on well together. Claude, Max, and Ray, BB's classmates and co-workers on the mandatory semester group project. Despite their dissimilar artistic tastes, the three seem drawn by an unconscious instinct into the archetypical art school triad of nerd, hunk, and juvenile delinquents. All three are fascinated by BB's sister Zizi, who they picture as a worldly and glamorous older woman prone to taking broke students out to restaurants and buying them expensive gifts. BB's role in the cultivation of these rumors is emphatically denied. Yeah, that last part never comes up in the text, which is too bad. Oh well. Mr. President, in the 1950s, a European immigrant to California, wrote a book called Gidget about the neighboring surf culture. The popularity of the Sandra Dee movie led to a nationwide surf craze and several popular bands based on the aesthetic, but sometimes the phenomenon looks back. The origins and early purpose of the surf cult in a negative way are also known as the Hot Dog Gang, where their preferred beachfront food item are unknown in part because the leading members seem to disappear overnight. Those that remain steered the organization in a more liberal, Habermasian direction as the New Age's outfit positive way. Based on the response of the emissary, there is some evidence that the original members were not amused. Bloody Hans, session musician for the sensational guitars of Dan and Dale, neither of whom existed. Perhaps this was what sparked his interest in indication. Disappeared on an Australian tour and reappeared some months later with his own combo, whose horror maniac aesthetic was regionally popular, before he alienated the garage rock audience by pivoting to sound collage for a series of poorly received albums on ESP disc. I'm gonna be out of water by the end of this. Has an unexplained level of chart success in the Netherlands. Has never been seen in the same room as the singing resident at the same time. Still plotting his comeback tour. Best for last, Marcy. Former zine star who now uses her subcultural knowledge for evil. Reportedly a member of the reclusive management consultancy Ragmop, itself a front for an even more sinister group known only as the Deep Chamber of Commerce. Marcy has long been assumed dead by her old colleagues in the zine subculture, despite continuing to make well-compensated motivational guest lectures every year at Goldman Sachs. Spent many years in a complex psychosexual fully ado with an editor at Semiotext E, as was the style at the time. Alright, so yeah, that's the characters, all of them. So let's get to these side rooms. This should be simple enough. This is just Hall of Single-Use BB animations, and there are so many. Let's see, Hall of Selected Sound Effects.
Yeah! Hi, I just heard. I'm George.
And that was sound effects. Let's see, this is just Hall of Mob characters. You know, I like the character descriptions as just kind of a out-of-game way to kind of get some context for them. You know, that you might not have necessarily picked up from the stories themselves, but nevertheless not quite important for the stories. All of Unity Store assets. I'm just gonna get through these real quick. Because actually there aren't that many. And I think we should be ending off on some dev stuff, right? Oh wait, no, first we got Hall of Objects. Yep. Look at them all. Being objects and carpets. Yeah, we do get some developer notes as well. Hall of, influences. I'm not going to read over all of these, but you can take a look. You know, it's always cool when people can actually just lift off their influences and just be like, alright, yeah, here's this, here's all of this. I'm not gonna actually tell you how each and every one of these is necessarily included because, you know, it's just part of the artistic process. It doesn't need to be laid out on paper, but like, all of this stuff was there in their head. Sorted Scrooge McDuck comics is very good. And I mean, obviously Illbleed would be there. Why would it not be there? Really, I think when you witness Illbleed, it just sort of gets carried with you for the rest of your life. It's there whether you want it to be or not. There's that good picture again. Okay, and now we're definitely in the dev commentary zone. Town, the original version of the Killer Games, was made an RPG maker. It starred a slightly more lanky and bedraggled version of BB and attempted at a more serious tone. I watched release some of these under a different name to get used to the requirements of straight narrative, but would always flounder at the point where the horror was meant to start and then abandon the game. Here's some footage of as far as I got with the first version. You can see that a lot of the jokes were reused for the later games. Another reason I felt I never continued is that the minimum size of RPG Maker MV standalone download games is like 300 MB, due to each containing an entire copy of Chrome for some reason. The future sure is incredible. Technology. So yeah, that's old BB. I think I prefer this version of BB. No offense, old BB. Let's see, where's the next one? Glimby. Amoeboid-sized changeling animal who started her own game in 2016. I always thought about a Glimby too, which would involve multiple specialized Glimbys, brain Glimby, sports Glimby, etc. And an idea I thought was funny was that there'd also be New Wave Glimby, themed around the vaguest possible musical subculture. I never got around to it, but the New Wave Glimby left on the shelf would eventually get weird and spore off into BB. And that's how you were born. Congrats. 10 beautiful postcards. Before the horror games, I spent around 5 years making even more diffuse collage games. I was happy with how this one came out, but I didn't feel like I needed to make more of them for a while. What excited me was the idea of starting again, figuring out stuff from the basics, so I started trying to just make straight narrative games for a while, maybe serialized ones so I could see them mutate over time. You must change your life, as Rilk said when he went to witness protection, the case of the mysterious torso in 190X. Don Orlo's magazine. Earlier, an abandoned attempt at serial narrative in RPG Maker, with multiple characters who had all had different features in the same magazine. One of the characters was Pippi, a triangle with a ribbon who wrote investigative reports by wandering around and interacting with eye icons. So more of the old guts of this game. Or that would go into this game rather, Face the Killer. This is the decade of an old unfinished prototype I was playing at one point, the idea of a police procedural parody where you just wander around while horrible giallo murders happen in the background. It was inspired by the way a lot of pleasure in media is the little incidental stuff, hanging out, morning coffee, but in order to have those scenes, they need to be framed around the investigation of some murdered body. I thought it'd be funny if there were regarded as two parts of the same ritual, each implicit in the other. Anyway, the one character of Cool Policeman was the player character in this one. He appears in the first Killer game because he was already lying around. The earliest version of BB was a little detective in a coat and hat. Oh man, we need more of that one. Her sister was more idiosyncratic new wave with one with fringe, but after a while I realized that was the character I was looking forward to using more. Makes sense. Initially the style was going to be straight lines, an homage to Ugan no Haka, Mystery House, etc., but it was a pain. Untitled Multimedia Fusion Game. Never got past Sprite Sheet after giving up on the RPG Maker game. I spent a while doodling little guys and eventually came up with a redone, cartoonier version of BB. With a squat body inspired by old Gold Key comic guys. I liked the design, but didn't want to make a purely comedic version of the horror idea, so I never did anything with the sketches. There's Cool S as well. Thank you for playing. Thank you for making. So yeah, I guess that's officially it then. We're in a new room. Oh no, this is just bonus tunnels. We have emerged. So yeah, that will be it for Anthology the Killer then. Yeah, I definitely wanted to see this over again. Anthology of the Killer is very good, and nice to be able to play it for myself and show it off and all that. It's excellent, I'd highly recommend it. I mean, I know you just watched it, but like, you could always buy it for yourself and play it again at some point. You know, that's the nice thing about short stories, is that they're the easiest to come back to, eventually, when you just feel like it. It's like reading a book, but you have to actively push your thumb against a stick. So, you know, a little difference. But yeah, great writing. I love the art style of this game. It's very fun. BB in general is great. Love her as a protagonist.
Good music, just all around very good. Admittedly, I haven't seen a lot of Katamite's work outside of Space Funeral and this. But definitely very good storyteller. I've said it before, but I do kind of prefer when things that get kind of weird and esoteric are at least grounded in, like, characters. And I think that's why I like this game. It lets itself get really weird, especially towards the end. Where kind of just reality itself is falling apart. But, like, maybe there is sort of an anchor and just the player stand-in for going, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Quit it. All really ties the experience together. I guess, to put it as briefly as I can, since it's, oh my god, it's a minute off of 9 o'clock, so, yeah, I gotta be getting going soon, I probably shouldn't boil it down so simply, you know? Things are complex and I have a lot of thoughts about things, but I guess I just leave it off as this is a very interesting thing about really just having some feelings about society. Like, you just look at Anthology the Killer, this world about people treating murders and death as casually as you would, like, the existence of car crashes. You just go like, yeah, nah, I get it. Some of this is weird and high concept, but, like, baseline, yeah, man, I get it. It's very relatable when you look at it and kind of give it some thought. But yeah, it is 9 o'clock, so I gotta scoot. I've given my thoughts about the individual stories. I like them all, but I definitely think, Face is also up there. Now that we're through that, I can say Face is also very good. Kind of a good way to tie things together while letting things kind of be their own thing. Like, characters reappear, and there were bits of story in the other stories that led to this one, but, you know, for the most part, those stories are kind of left as they were, and this is sort of its own thing, so I think it's a good finale. But Flesh and, second to last was Heart of the Killer. Flesh and Heart are also pretty good. Those are definitely, I'd say, top 3 in no particular order, because I can't really rank them super well. They're all good and I like them. But yeah, I think that'll just about do it, but I came to this area because, you know, I just wanted to end off on the scene of BB and ZZ just kind of continuing to do their thing, as they always will. You know, don't think of the end of Phase as like, oh no, BB gets killed by the monster BB. Nah, that's just her life continuing as it always has and it always will. It's sort of nightmarish if you think about it, but BB is just gonna keep going and having her adventures in this horrible hell world that she finds herself in. I'd prefer to leave off on this image instead of just whatever the fuck ZZ's got going on. But yeah, we're gonna have to leave that off here then, so it is unfortunately not October 30th, so yeah, again, I could have not started in September, and this would have slid in perfectly for the month, but well, c'est la vie. But yeah, we're not gonna be doing Anthology the Killer next week then, so I guess next Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I guess we'll just play more Boktai, which will also play Saturday, 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. The Thursday afterwards won't be Boktai, because it's not going to be October anymore, so I won't be playing the spooky game. It'll continue on Saturday until that's done, but I'll figure out what I'm going to play come November. And then, of course, Tuesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time is going to be more Xenoblade X, because, well, that's just what we're on. It's not gonna last as long as Persona 5. Like, Xenoblade games can be long, but, like, it's not gonna be Persona 5 royal long. That's it for stream stuff, though. but you can catch the VODs on YouTube. I'm Petra Massimone on there. And, hey, in addition to watching through all of Anthology the Killer again on the 31st for, your Spooky Day celebration, you watch the Home Stars and then you watch Anthology the Killer, you can also go there for LPs. Mega Man Zero is on Monday, Saints Row 4 is Wednesday, and Dragon Quest 4 is Friday. And if you want to support me, you can do so through Patreon or Ko-fi. I'm Pepper on both those sites. And you can find links easily up in the Twitch bio or underneath the YouTube videos. Alright, well, I need a drink, so I'm gonna stop talking in a sec, and we're just gonna once again remind the audience of the little epilogue, the place we're leaving BB off. We don't know what adventures she'll get into or what murders she'll be chased by in the future, but that's her business, not ours. See y'all again another time, another place.